The assembly hall falls silent as General Krix limps to the speaking platform, his battle scars visible even from the back rows. Fresh bandages cover wounds from the recent border skirmish. His voice carries the weight of a warrior who has seen too much. My fellow commanders and citizens of the Star Empire, I stand before you today not as a decorated general, but as a survivor with a grave warning. What I am about to tell you will challenge everything you believe about warfare, about honor, and about the small blue planet we call Earth. Some of you will call me a coward, others will say I have lost my warrior spirit. But I have seen what happens when humanity awakens from its peaceful slumber, and I pray to the ancient stars that you never have to witness it yourself. 3 cycles ago, the Assembly asked me to speak about whether we should attack the humans of Earth. Many expected me to support war, given my military record. Instead, I urge you to avoid conflict with these beings at all costs. The Zeta Alliance was the most powerful military force in 3 sectors. Their warships could crack planets in half. Their warriors were bred for combat across 1,000 generations. They controlled an empire spanning 50 star systems. The humans destroyed them in 5 months. Let me tell you what really happened during the 5-season war, and why the sight of human dropships still haunts my dreams. The beginning. When we first discovered humans, we thought them primitive and divided. They fought constantly among themselves over tiny differences, resources, beliefs, even colors of their flags. Unlike our unified empire, they had hundreds of separate nations that could barely agree on anything. Their technology was centuries behind ours. Their ships were slow and clumsy. Their weapons were crude chemical rockets and metal projectiles. We observed their wars with amusement, watching them struggle with concepts we had mastered millennia ago. Their longest conflicts lasted mere decades, while our campaigns spanned centuries. We often fought the Zeta Alliance near human space. The humans barely noticed our battles in their territory. Sometimes they even asked us to fight near their enemies' colonies, hoping for accidental damage. We saw them as useful but chaotic traders. The humans had one quality that impressed us: their adaptability. They could survive in harsh environments that would kill most species. They reproduced quickly and spread across hostile worlds with remarkable speed. But we assumed this was mere animal instinct, not true intelligence. The humans had abundant resources and cheap labor. Even the proud Zeta warriors, who usually despised commerce, began docking at human trading posts. This may have been their first mistake. The Zeta mistake. The Zeta Alliance grew bolder. What started as accidental damage became deliberate raids. The humans showed shocking indifference to these attacks. Only neighboring colonies sent help to victims. Some human factions even attacked their weakened neighbors, stealing what the Zeta had left behind. This behavior puzzled us. Any attack on our territory would unite our entire empire in swift retaliation. But humans seemed to view attacks on distant colonies as someone else's problem. Their leaders made speeches about solidarity while doing nothing. Their news networks reported the raids like weather updates, tragic but inevitable. My war council considered attacking human space ourselves. If the Zeta were gaining so much from raiding these barbarians, why shouldn't we? Only my warrior pride stopped me from attacking such defenseless opponents. That hesitation saved us. The catalyst. Halfway through the season, the Zeta made a terrible mistake. They attacked New Haven, the largest human settlement outside Earth's solar system. A major Zeta battle group, angry from defeats against our fleets, demanded resources from New Haven. When the humans refused their unfair terms, the Zeta destroyed several orbital stations. The humans fought back. In the chaos, they managed to destroy one Zeta warship. The Zeta response was brutal. They bombed the planet's surface, killing tens of thousands. When civilian ships tried to escape, the Zeta destroyed them too. Millions died. The Zeta took what they needed and left, thinking the matter closed. The human response. A short time later, human ambassadors came to us requesting a military alliance. I almost laughed when they claimed to represent all humanity. These divided people. Cooperating? Impossible. I agreed carelessly, thinking human help might give us a small advantage in logistics. How wrong I was. A human named Sarah once explained their nature to me. She said, "Think of the ocean. It seems chaotic, full of different currents and creatures. But sometimes, under the right conditions, all the water moves in one direction."
We've had the say, we want to live aside. We have first six these bells having kinds of breeds. We launched our own offensive, pushing deep into Zeta territory. Still arrogant, we attributed our success to superior skill. When we reached the first major Zeta stronghold, the humans asked to lead the assault. I agreed, thinking they could soften up the defenses for us. While waiting for human reinforcements, I visited their flagship to study their capabilities. I was horrified. Their weapons were primitive, simple rockets, chemical explosives, and nuclear warheads.
No energy weapons at all. How could they have defeated the Zeta with such crude technology? I felt they were lying, or that I was being deceived. Coordinating entire fleets with such weapons would require impossible precision, something I was certain the chaotic humans could never achieve. I ordered my forces to attack first, not wanting to be delayed by human failures. The reality of human war. We struck the Zeta installations swiftly, destroying orbital defenses and landing on the surface. The battle was hard but glorious. We fought the elegant dance of war we had practiced for generations. Advance, retreat, outmaneuver, drive back the enemy. Then, the humans arrived. I finally understood why precise coordination wasn't necessary for human warfare. The sky darkened with their dropships. Thousands upon thousands of humans with their simple weapons and chemical-powered vehicles. The first wave was easily defeated by the Zeta, who retreated to fortified bunkers, confident in their superiority. They were so wrong. I learned later that the destruction of New Haven had awakened something in human nature. For the first time in their history, the vast majority of their species united under a single cause. Remember Sarah's words, "When the ocean moves as one, no coastline is safe." The human way of war. Imagine our traditional enemies, the hive. They're dangerous because they're numerous, but most are non-thinking workers who die easily. We can outmaneuver them despite their numbers. Humans are different. United in purpose, they become like a hive, with millions of thinking warriors. Each one can fight independently, care for wounded comrades, and adapt to any situation. They can repair equipment under fire, coordinate attacks without orders, and continue fighting even when cut off from command. We warriors fight for glory and honor, always in small numbers, always keeping escape routes open. The humans fought to completely destroy their enemy. I watched in horror as humans ignored every rule of civilized warfare. When Zeta forces retreated, waves of human rockets tore them apart. When they advanced, endless waves of human soldiers overwhelmed them, caring nothing for their own safety. When Zeta forces hid in buildings, humans used primitive but effective weapons. Flamethrowers that sprayed burning liquid, poison gases, explosives that burned hot as star cores. They brought tunnel-boring machines to dig enemies out of underground bunkers. They used construction equipment as weapons, ramming fortifications with mining vehicles. When all else failed, they fixed metal blades to their rifles and charged enemies twice their size. The end, 6 rotations later, the installation was gone. The entire system was overrun by human ships. In that moment, I realized everything I had seen on their flagship was true. The Zeta Empire was already defeated. The 5-season war ended less than half a season later. The Zeta are now a shadow of their former empire. We fought well and might have won eventually, but the United Humans accomplished in 1 season what we couldn't dream of in 5. Ironically, once the war ended, the mighty human fleet immediately split apart. The first fight actually happened in the Zeta home system, only 3 rotations after the Zeta surrender. 2 human ships opened fire on each other over some political disagreement. The warning years have passed, and the humans act as if the war never happened. Trade with former Zeta worlds flourishes. But I hear some of our younger generation, who matured after the war, calling for victories and honor in battle. They use the same words the Zeta did, that humans are uncivilized, barbaric, weak. They look at human merchants and diplomats, seeing only their soft appearance and peaceful manner, They don't understand that beneath this calm surface lies a sleeping giant. They think our advanced weapons and superior technology make us invincible. They forget that the Zeta thought the same thing. To those who might call my speech cowardly, I say this. I have been a general my entire adult life. I come to you directly from battle at our central border. Test my courage if you wish, but do not disrespect my experience. I still don't fully understand how human alliances form and break, but I have spent much time in their chaotic cities learning their ways. I have seen their capacity for both creation and destruction. They can build wonders that span continents, then tear them down in fits of rage. They can show incredible kindness to strangers, then wage war with unmatched brutality. The most important lesson I can share is this. Never give the humans a common enemy. And if you must, make absolutely sure it is not you.